Venezuela. Do you think that's a fair statement to make?
Well, if you vote for a socialist, you might get socialism.
Come on, don't do that. Maduro is not a socialist.
Get ready, folks, because today we're diving into one of the most heated moments on The View yet. Rand Paul faced off against Ana Navarro, and let me tell you, it wasn't pretty. The tension in the room was palpable as Ana went from interrupting to full-on screaming, unable to handle Rand's blunt takedown of her arguments. This wasn't just a debate. It was a full-blown meltdown live on air. Before we break it all down, do us a favor. Smash that like button and hit subscribe for more bold takes and fiery exchanges like this one. Did you subscribe? Awesome. Let's get into the drama.
But here's the question is, they voted for socialism. They voted for, let me finish.
No, I can't let you finish. If you're going to say Maduro's not a murderous thug, I'm not going to live in Miami. There's tens of thousands of Venezuelan exiles living there. You talk a lot about Venezuela in your new book. I get a lot of political ads from the Republican Party. Donald Trump has tweeted this. Many have tweeted this. If you vote for Democrats, they will turn the United States into Venezuela. Do you think that's a fair statement to make?
Well, if you vote for a socialist, you might get socialism.
Come on, don't do that. Maduro is not a socialist. He's a corrupt, murderous thug who is starving his people.
That's not true. That's
that's not true? Maduro's not a thug and a murderer who's starving his people?
Let's have a conversation here.
The fireworks began when the discussion turned to Venezuela, a hot-button issue for Ana Navarro, who lives in Miami among many Venezuelan exiles. She brought up Republican ads warning that voting for Democrats could turn the U.S. into Venezuela. And she was clearly ready to push back against Rand Paul's perspective. Rand wasted no time, calmly explaining how Venezuela's collapse was a direct result of socialist policies. He laid it out clearly. The people voted for socialism, believing the promises of equality and prosperity. But what they got was corruption, poverty, and despair, under leaders like Hugo Chavez and Nicolas Maduro. But Ana wasn't having it. She interrupted him repeatedly, insisting that Maduro isn't a socialist, but merely a corrupt thug. When Rand tried to respond, Ana completely lost her composure, yelling, "No, I can't let you finish if you're going to say that." It was a jaw-dropping moment where Ana's frustration overshadowed any attempt at meaningful dialogue. Rand, remaining calm, tried to explain how socialism had paved the way for tyranny in Venezuela. But Ana's interruptions only got louder. It was less of a debate and more of an attempt to shut him down entirely.
It's not
who's starving his people?
Let's have a conversation here. Chavez was a socialist, and socialism was the economic system of Venezuela.
And they stole. It's a kleptocracy. It's not socialism.
But here's the question is, they voted for socialism. They voted for, let me finish.
No, I can't let you finish. If you're going to say Maduro's not a murderous thug, I'm not going to let you because it's a damn lie. And I've got a bunch of neighbors and friends who know this. Don't do this to me. Don't mansplain. I'm a 47-year-old girl.
Despite the chaos, Rand Paul maintained his composure and doubled down on his point. He emphasized that socialism often creates the conditions for authoritarian regimes to rise to power. If you vote for a socialist, you might get socialism, he argued, pointing to Venezuela as a cautionary tale. But Ana's response? Pure outrage. She accused Rand of oversimplifying the issue and even claimed he was spreading misinformation. At one point, her tone turned condescending, as she demanded he stop speaking unless he agreed with her narrative. Rand's response was both calm and pointed. You can't have a conversation if you refuse to let the other side speak. The audience, sensing the imbalance, seemed to side with Rand, applauding his attempts to bring the discussion back to facts. Meanwhile, Ana continued to escalate, raising her voice and cutting off Rand at every turn. Her demeanor came across as less about defending her argument and more about silencing her opponent.
I've got a bunch of neighbors and friends who know this. Don't do this to me. Don't mansplain. I'm a 47-year-old girl.
The breaking point came when Ana made it clear that she wasn't interested in having a fair discussion. "If you're not going to say what I want you to say, then you can't talk," she declared, effectively admitting that she wasn't open to hearing Rand's perspective. Rand, visibly taken aback, tried to steer the conversation back to the facts, but Ana's volume only increased. The scene became chaotic, with Ana gesturing wildly and refusing to let Rand complete a single thought. For viewers, it was a stark contrast. Rand's calm, collected demeanor versus Ana's emotional, aggressive outbursts. The tension in the room was palpable, and the audience could feel the imbalance in the exchange. As expected, the fallout from this exchange was massive. Social media exploded, with clips of the confrontation going viral within hours. Supporters of Rand Paul praised him for staying composed and calling out Ana's hypocrisy, while critics pointed to her behavior as proof of the growing intolerance for differing opinions in political discourse. One Twitter user summed it up perfectly. Rand Paul just exposed Ana Navarro for what she truly is, someone who can't handle the truth. Another wrote, "Watching Ana scream over Rand Paul was like watching a teenager throw a tantrum when they don't get their way." Memes flooded the internet, with many poking fun at Ana's over-the-top reaction. Meanwhile, fans of The View attempted to defend her, arguing that Rand's points were inflammatory. But the overwhelming sentiment online was clear. Ana's behavior didn't win her any points. This wasn't just about Venezuela or socialism. It was a reflection of the larger challenges in modern political discourse. Rand Paul's appearance highlighted how difficult it is to have a meaningful conversation when one side refuses to engage respectfully. Ana's outburst also raised questions about media bias. Shows like The View claim to provide a platform for diverse perspectives. But is it really fair to invite someone like Rand Paul on, only to shout over him and shut him down? Many viewers were left wondering if this kind of behavior does more harm than good in bridging political divides. The segment also reignited debates about socialism, with both sides digging in deeper. For some, Rand's arguments served as a wake-up call about the dangers of socialist policies. For others, Ana's reaction was a rallying cry to defend progressive ideals. Love him or hate him, Rand Paul's appearance on The View was unforgettable. He didn't just hold his own, he exposed the panel's unwillingness to have a real dialogue. And while Ana Navarro's fiery reaction might have been entertaining, it also revealed a deeper unwillingness to engage with opposing viewpoints.
Well, if you vote for a socialist, you might get socialism.
Come on, don't do that. Maduro is not a socialist.
So, what do you think? Was Rand Paul right to call out socialism's failures? Or was Ana Navarro justified in her passionate response? Let us know in the comments below. And before you go, don't forget to smash that like button and subscribe to our channel for more fiery debates, bold takes, and viral moments. Your support means the world to us, and we can't wait to bring you more content like this. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.